Determining whether a person is good or bad can be a complex and multifaceted challenge, especially because these concepts can be subjective and vary significantly according to different cultural, moral, and individual perspectives. However, the philosophy of Stoicism offers some guidelines that can help in this evaluation. Who attracts loyal followers? Who is avoided, even in the midst of a crowd? The answers may lie in silent interactions, unspoken gestures, and the invisible ties that bind or separate people. Goodness, like sunlight, has the ability to illuminate and warm those around it. It attracts like a magnet, bringing closer those who seek warmth and light. On the other hand, evil, even if it tries to disguise itself under the mantle of kindness or cordiality, eventually reveals its true face, like a mask that falls apart. Falsity cannot sustain itself indefinitely. It is possible to pretend to be good for a while, but the mask of falsehood eventually wears out, revealing what lies behind. There are certain characteristics that indicate a person is more inclined to evil than to goodness. By observing these behaviors, you can understand this dynamic among people and also guide your own conduct to be an even better person. This essay will uncover the subtle signs that help us discern the true character of people. We will discuss 9 behaviors that expose evil, with the last behavior being the most intriguing. By knowing these signs, it becomes easier to make life decisions and seek intelligent solutions about your relationships. Let's explore these behaviors in detail. Characteristics of bad people. 1. Does not repent. Consider someone who, even in the face of clear evidence that they are wrong, stubbornly clings to their position like a fortress, refusing to yield. This person builds walls of justifications and rationalizations instead of bridges of understanding and reconciliation. The inability to repent, to recognize and learn from mistakes, is a sign that there is something deeper and potentially dangerous hidden beneath the surface. This intransigence can manifest in various ways: a refusal to apologize, a tendency to twist facts to fit their narrative, or even the ability to turn the tables, making others feel guilty or responsible. In contrast, true goodness is flexible and humble. It recognizes that we are all fallible and that error is an opportunity for growth. A genuinely good person understands that apologizing and admitting mistakes is not a weakness but a demonstration of strength and maturity. Thus, when assessing someone's character, it is essential to observe how they deal with their own mistakes. A persistent refusal to repent, even when clearly wrong, is a red flag indicating that the apparent goodness may be nothing more than a skillfully worn mask. 2. Enjoys seeing others suffer. A person who finds satisfaction in the suffering of others may hide behind the facade of a kind and compassionate personality. However, their actions and reactions betray this appearance. Instead of offering support or comfort in moments of pain, this person may demonstrate indifference or worse, a subtle smile or hidden satisfaction in the face of others' adversity. Such behavior is deeply disturbing and reveals a severe emotional disconnection. This lack of empathy is harmful to those around them and indicative of a significant internal flaw. The ability to emotionally connect with the suffering of others, and worse, to find joy in it, is a clear sign of a potentially manipulative and ill-intentioned personality. This trait can manifest in subtle ways, such as malicious comments disguised as humor or reluctance to offer help when needed. It can also be more evident in situations where this person benefits from others' adverse situations or deliberately ignores the suffering of others. Recognizing this behavior can help you avoid toxic relationships and foster more compassionate and supportive connections. 3. Not committed. This behavior is marked by a lack of firmness in their convictions and a constant pattern of changing opinions and promises. Their words, though they may seem sincere at the moment, quickly lose value as they are adapted to align with what is most advantageous for them in a given situation. This type of person might agree with you one day but completely change their stance the next day if they perceive that another option might benefit them more. This constant change of opinion and lack of fidelity to their own words reveals deep egocentrism and a predisposition to manipulate situations for their benefit. Essentially, these people treat relationships and commitments as transactions where loyalty and honesty are sacrificed for personal gains. The inconsistency of such individuals makes them unreliable sources of support and trust. They may seem supportive and understanding, but this appearance is ephemeral and changes quickly according to their own needs and interests. This pattern of behavior not only damages relationships, but also sows distrust and uncertainty among those around them. 4. Complains a lot. This perpetual attitude of discontent manifests itself in a series of complaints. They see flaws in everything and everyone, excessively focusing on the negative aspects of life without recognizing or appreciating the good things. This pessimistic view can extend to daily annoyances, personal relationships, and even global events. Instead of seeking solutions or adopting a more balanced approach, they prefer to dive into a spiral of negativity. This constant dissatisfaction reveals a deep insatiability where nothing is enough, and they always want more. This attitude not only creates a toxic environment for themselves and those around them, but also masks a lack of gratitude and an inability to appreciate life in its fullness. This behavior often hides an egocentric and ungrateful personality who rarely finds genuine joy or satisfaction in others' achievements or well-being. Moreover, this constant pursuit of more and the inability to be satisfied can lead to manipulative and selfish conduct. Such people might use their complaints as a tool to gain attention, sympathy, or resources from others, while rarely contributing positively or constructively to the collective well-being. 5. Tends to be controlling. This need for control manifests in various ways. Firstly, such individuals may present themselves as leaders or advisors, offering guidance or assistance. However, their good intentions often have an underlying objective to shape circumstances and people's actions to suit their own interests or vision of what is right. These people may adopt authoritarian behavior, imposing their opinions and decisions. Their behavior suggests they believe they are above others, often disrespecting the opinions, feelings, and needs of others. They can be inflexible and insensitive, insisting others follow their guidelines without question. Another aspect of their controlling nature is manipulation. They may use tactics such as guilt, subtle persuasion, or even emotional blackmail to influence others' decisions and actions. This manipulation is often so skillful that the victims may not realize they are being controlled. This desire for control can also lead to an invasion of privacy and disrespect for personal boundaries. These people may interfere in matters that are none of their business, justifying their actions as concern or care, but in reality, they are seeking to maintain influence over others. 6. Shows indifference. These people, often mistaken for kind and caring beings, demonstrate a worrying lack of empathy and interest in others. Indifference manifests in several subtle but significant ways. Firstly, these individuals tend to monopolize conversations, focusing primarily on their own interests, experiences, and problems. They dominate the dialogue in such a way that little room is left for others to express their opinions or share their stories. Moreover, when others speak, these people often exhibit blatant disinterest. They may appear distracted, inattentive, or quick to change the subject back to something that interests them more. This lack of attention to the needs and feelings of others is not just a matter of poor manners, but a clear demonstration of indifference and lack of empathy. Another characteristic of indifference is the inability or reluctance to acknowledge and validate the emotions of others. Even when confronted with others' suffering or joy, these individuals may react with cold disinterest, unable to emotionally connect or offer genuine support. This indifference also extends to situations where empathy would be the natural and expected response. In times of crisis or difficulty faced by friends, family, or colleagues, these people may show surprising detachment, offering little or no support, comfort, or assistance. 7. Has a habit of lying. These individuals use lying as a tool to manipulate situations and people for their benefit. They may alter facts, exaggerate, or even invent stories to present themselves in a more favorable light, or to gain sympathy and attention. This manipulation can be so subtle that initially it is hard to distinguish reality from fiction. Another worrying aspect of this tendency to lie is the willingness to use falsehoods to belittle or discredit others. They may spread unfounded rumors, distort someone's words or actions to harm them, or create conflicts among people. This behavior not only sows distrust and misunderstandings, but can also cause real damage to the reputations and relationships of those involved. Moreover, frequent lying by these individuals is a sign that they do not value honesty and transparency in relationships. They are willing to sacrifice the truth to achieve their goals without considering the impact of their actions on others. This reveals deep egocentrism and a lack of empathy. The ability of these individuals to lie convincingly and without remorse also indicates a lack of moral and ethical principles. They may justify their lies as necessary or harmless, but in reality, these patterns of deception corrupt the trust and integrity of human relationships. 8. Emotional coldness. People with this characteristic tend to be detached and distant, showing little or no interest in the issues or emotions of others. This emotional coldness is often accompanied by a form of selfishness. Such individuals are more concerned with their own interests and needs than those of the people around them. They can be insensitive or indifferent to the difficulties or suffering of others, focusing solely on what is beneficial or convenient for themselves. This attitude can manifest in various ways in everyday life. For example, in situations where compassion and understanding would be the expected emotional responses, a cold person may react with indifference or even disdainful criticism. They may minimize or ignore the problems of others, expressing little or no support or solidarity. Moreover, emotional coldness can also be a conscious or unconscious tactic to maintain control or domination in a relationship. By remaining emotionally distant, these people avoid truly engaging or committing themselves to others, maintaining a position of superiority or power. However, it is important to note that emotional coldness in itself is not always indicative of evil. In some cases, it may be a result of past experiences, psychological defenses, or even mental health-related issues. Therefore, it is essential to evaluate this behavior within a broader context, observing other characteristics and patterns of behavior of the person in question. 9. Speaks ill of others. This tendency to speak ill of others often comes disguised under the guise of observation or honest opinion, but in reality, it can be a strategy of self-promotion at the expense of others. By belittling others, these people paradoxically try to elevate their own image or status. They may use criticism or contempt as tools to position themselves as superior or more informed. A particularly insidious aspect of this characteristic is the propensity to speak ill of others behind their backs. This not only demonstrates a lack of integrity and loyalty, but also suggests manipulative behavior. If a person is quick to speak negatively about someone in their absence, it is likely that they do the same with others, including you. Additionally, this behavior may be indicative of insecurity or low self-esteem. Instead of building their own identity or self-image positively, these people choose to stand out by diminishing others. This is a harmful pattern of behavior, not only for those who are the subject of their words, but also for the person themselves, as it creates a cycle of negativity and distrust around them. In summary, speaking ill of others is a red flag when assessing a person's character. It indicates a tendency towards negativity, manipulation, and a lack of respect for others. It is important to be alert to these behaviors as they reveal much about a person's true nature, which may be hidden behind a facade of kindness or positivity. Conclusion. Remember, however, that all aspects are complex and multifaceted. An assessment based solely on a few interactions or observations may not capture the fullness of a person's character. Furthermore, Stoic philosophy also teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and judgments. Be cautious when judging others, recognizing that each person has their journey and challenges. By understanding these signs and applying the principles of Stoicism, we can navigate our relationships with greater wisdom and clarity.